Hi, I'm Brian Sapp, and I'm here to talk to you about doing an interview. It may seem easy, like you just set up a camera and a microphone and you go. Well, it's kind of it, but let's get a little deeper so that we can make it a good, solid video production. 3 things you need. You need video, you and me talking. You need audio, a microphone here. You need a microphone to put with your interview subject. And then last, you need content. And so you have your notes here, you know what your story's about. That's the 3 key things you need. So first, let's start with video. Think about a location that will support the video story that you're trying to tell. So in this case, we're doing a story about attendance, improving attendance at Goshen High School. And so I'm set up here in the lobby where I have a general background. You could go in front of some lockers, but for the sake of ease, we're doing it here. It's a common scene that everybody knows at Goshen High School. And so you want to get it set up. You think of a spot where you can put your interview subject and you put them there. Second, you have audio. Use a wireless microphone like this. You can use a handheld microphone, or if you have a microphone, a shotgun microphone that you can use on your camera, that's fine, as long as you're getting good quality sound so that you can hear it. If it's muffled or the Nat Sound microphone, that's not going to work. It just doesn't sound very good. Next, and the last thing, after you've got your video microphone, just make sure you have your notes. And some of the things you need to think about when you are having your notes, you need to know what the story's about so that you can be aware of things that your subject is going to talk about. Doesn't mean you have to know everything, but you should have a basic understanding. And then next, create a list of questions. Start with just basic information gathering questions, the who, what, when, where, why sort of questions. And then from there, your sound bites that you're going to look for, the little pieces that you're going to pull out, are going to be those parts where they tell you something that ties to an emotion. So something that's energizing, something that's interesting, something that is dramatic. So I always look for why questions, how does it make you feel questions, things like that that will really kind of pull out some emotion. And in this case, one of the questions I used to pull out some emotion was, think of a story of a specific student that has benefited from changing their attendance around. That's it. 3 things. Start there, basic, and work up from there. Then you hone your art of it. So you start out with the skills, video, microphone, content. You start out with those 3, and then you just improve, practice, and get better. You get more interesting shots, you get more interesting questions, you get audio that supports it. After you do this, then you need to go back into the edit. When you go into the edit, you don't need to use a 2-minute long interview. If your subject is super dynamic, like super interesting, then you can use it, but usually that's not going to happen and you're going to lose your subject. So go in, pull out the most interesting bites, the things that pull out the most drama or emotion, and use those as short 10, 15, 20-second sound bites. The other information that you want to use at the beginning, you'll use that to write your script and create your VO where you're going to get your B-roll. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Ask me if you're one of my students watching this. But that's it. Keep it basic and good luck creating some good content. We're talking about the new attendance program. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so at Goshen High School we've had a system of discipline for students with attendance problems, and we know that there's lots of reasons why there are attendance issues, and so we just want to make sure that we have the right support systems in place. And one of those support systems is rewarding students for good attendance. And so we decided we want to put a system in where we give some rewards and have some positive messaging, but also for students who are really struggling to get here on time and get here regularly, to offer some supports, like counseling and just things like that we can do to maybe help their family and help them build these skills of being to school on time and being here all the time.
The rewards, how is that going to work, or what are the rewards?
Yeah, so we're really focusing this year on arriving to school on time. We know that that's a 21st century skill that businesses really want, and that workers aren't really doing very well. And we know it starts early when they build those habits, so we're trying to build the habits of being here on time. And so we want to reward students for being here all the time and being here on time. So we're going to give away 27 different awards each month. And so each month that resets. We're looking for perfect attendance, and even in some cases possibly some improved attendance. But those students who have perfect attendance, no late arrivals in the morning to school, and no tardies throughout the day, and have no absences for that month, we'll put them in a pool and we'll draw names out of a hat. And 25 people will get free cookies from the Red Zone. They've sponsored that. And then 2 people will get the big prizes, which is a $25 gift card to different restaurants or businesses and stores in the community.
And that's from Intera, right?
And that is sponsored by Intera Credit Union. Yeah, we've been very fortunate to sponsor it, to partner with Intera throughout this last, I don't know, 14, 15 years on lots of things. And so the in-school credit union is no longer here. It just was not getting used like we wanted it to get used. And so they're partnering with us and other things to try and help boost attendance this year.
I think we got the awards, but then on the inverse side is if a student thinks that they might need some help, I mean, what would your encouragement be to those students that think they could use some help for attendance issues?
Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons students are late to school or not attending school, and some of those things they're anywhere from problems at home to nobody at home supporting them and getting them out of bed. So there's just lots of ways that we kind of want to try and support them, and the first step is to have our SRT teachers be involved with them. So their SRT teachers know them better than anybody in the school and will know them better than anybody for the next 4 years. And so we really want those teachers to have a handle on where are the students at with their attendance. And so we're doing a better job this year of getting reports in the hands of teachers. They're aware of which kids are struggling with attendance, because there's a direct relation to attendance and success in school. Students who attend here every day and are on time and are focused generally do very, very well. And so the students that struggle are ones who are not here very often. But so we have, through our counseling office and social worker and our school psychologist, our SRT teachers, administration, we have a lot of different areas of support that we can offer. And so we want to start that process and be more rewarding and supportive, and hopefully have to be less punitive. Although the end result for students who don't come to school is turning them over to probation, and we just don't want families and students to have to do that.
You answered the question I was going to go for, like the importance of attendance. Can you think of a personal anecdote, like maybe where you've seen a student maybe kind of turn that attendance around and how that's helped out?
Yeah, so what we have found at Goshen High School is that personal relationships really matter the most. And I get to see freshmen when they can't enter the high school, and there's a lot of things that go well for freshmen, there's a lot of things that don't go well. But identifying those students early and then seeing them when you build that relationship through, with me as an administrator, through their counselor, through our social worker, and especially through their SRT teacher, they really feel valued and want to be here. And so seeing, I had a student one year who he's a senior now, he's on track to graduate. He had 0 credits as a freshman in his first semester, and really got those supports, with parent meetings, and found out what's going on, why he's not getting to school on time, and why he's not feeling valued, and really wrapped around him with a team of people. And second semester, freshman year, got all 7 credits and has been on track to graduate ever since. So not perfect, but I feel like the supports that we have here have really helped that student and are getting him on track to graduate.
Perfect. Is there anything else? I think
Yeah, I can't think of anything, so.
Can I